to make a Kumihimo bracelet using a Kumihimo disc. You can use nylon cord, which I'm going to use, or you can use embroidery thread. If you use the embroidery thread, you're going to get a much smaller bracelet, thinner in size. If you use the nylon cord, they'll be a little thicker, and I'll show you at the end. So you're going to need a Kumihimo disc, which you can actually check out at one of our Clearwater Library branches. And you're gonna need these bobbies things to help keep your strings from getting tangled. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to measure my wrist and do 5 times that. So you can wrap it around 5 times or you can measure it 5 times, but that's usually a good indicator of how much string you're gonna need. And then maybe give yourself a little bit of leeway on that. And then you can use that string to measure the other strings. So you're gonna have 4 strings total, 2 and 2 of the same colors, but they're actually gonna turn into 8 strings. So what you wanna do is find the midpoint of these 4 strings, which is right here. And I'm gonna just tie a basic knot. You should have a knot like this with a little loop. This loop is going to go inside the hole. And if you notice on the disc, you have north, south, east, west. What you want to do is take the strings, put 2 on either side of north, and you want the same colors to be north and south and the same colors to be east and west. So my pinks will be north and south. My gray will be east and west. So this is what it should look like to start. You want the middle to hang down just a little bit so gravity can kind of help bring this down. The next thing you're going to do, which seems very tedious, but I promise you, it will keep you sane in the long run, is you want to wrap up each string around these bobbies. And then you snap it into place. So this is what it should look like before you start. And these bobbies are really going to help you out because you're going to end up turning this disc. And every time you turn, all 8 of the strings are just going to turn with you, and then eventually they get all tangled. So to start with, you're going to take 1 from the top and 1 from the bottom, always. So I'm going to take the top right and bring it down to the bottom right, on next to the one in the middle now. So now you have 3. Then I'm going to take this bottom left and bring it up top left, right next to that one. So now you still have 2 and 2 at the top and the bottom, but you see how they've shifted a little bit. Then you're going to turn this counterclockwise. And honestly, you can go clockwise, it doesn't really matter, but just make sure you're consistently doing the same thing. So these are actually twisted. I don't know if you can see that. So before we move on, I'm just going to untwist those. And the same with these, they're twisted. So I'm going to take the top right, bring it down to the bottom right, top left, bring it up to the top left. Sorry, I said that wrong. Turn. Top right, bring it down to the bottom right, bottom left, bring it up to the top left. So you see how we're skewing, we're going around. And keep turning. It's all just repetition. You're doing the same thing over and over again. A good rule of thumb is if you have to stop for any reason, stop with the top right down at the bottom. So when you have 3, you know where to start from. You know that the next place you need to go is bottom left to top left. But if you were to just stop like this, it'd be really hard to tell where you need to start from again. So just keep that in mind. And as you get comfortable, you can just go faster. In the beginning, you may want to hold this to pull it down a little bit. Common mistake that people make is they want to overlap. They want to cross over. I don't know why, if that's like an instinctual thing, but you never ever want to cross over on this. You're always putting the string on the same side that you took it from. You can see our pattern starting to form. And I didn't follow my own rule where I stopped with 3 strings down, so I have to kind of just look at it and see that the gray was, I think, the last place we went over. If not, we'll see it in the finished product that I did it wrong. Okay, we're at the end of the project. So what you want to do is take the 2 strings, the 2 gray strings, and tie them together in a knot. And then do the same with the pink. It may be easier if you have somebody hold it for you. So there's your bracelet. Or you could use it as a keychain. You can cut off the ends and add a lobster claw and a close here. If you use the embroidery thread, it's going to be much thinner. If you want to do different colors and different patterns, you can look on Google for Kumihimo patterns. It'll tell you where you need to place each color string for that particular pattern. We just did a basic 2-color pattern. Don't forget to check out your local branch where you can check out a Kumihimo disc and the bobbies to make your very own Kumihimo bracelet. Thank you for watching.